Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our on-campus Open Day. I'm so excited to introduce you to this session. My name is Juliet Wilson, and I am a Marketing Communications Coordinator here at ICMS, and welcome to the Bachelor of Business Marketing session. I've been looking forward to this one all day because it's honestly the best, let's be real. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to introduce you to our speakers for today. Our first speaker is Vicki Hetherington. Vicki is a lecturer here at ICMS. She's had over 38 years of experience in the marketing industry, and she's been with us at ICMS for 5 years, right? 5 years at ICMS. I've actually had Vicki in one of my classes before, and she's a lot of fun, so just letting you know, if you have Vicki, just look forward to it. And our second speaker for today is Annelise. She is a first-year current student studying a Bachelor of Business Marketing and absolutely enjoying it so far. So you're going to hear from both of them today. You can hear from a staff perspective and a student experience perspective to kind of give you a little bit of a understanding of the degree, how it works, what's different about marketing here versus other institutions, and so on. So I'll hand it over to Vicki. There we go, Vicki.
Thank you, Juliet. Look, I do hope that was a wonderful introduction, and I do hope I can live up to those expectations. Look, thank you very much. We do have, as I said before, the graveyard shift, and sometimes it's a little hard after being here all day, walking around such a great campus to come in. So thank you very much. Look, it's really great to be here and actually talk to you about marketing, but more importantly, what it's like in terms of marketing at ICMS, and that's what's really important. I do only have 10 minutes, and it's going to be really hard, so I do hope I keep within that time limit, but I do want to give you some insight in terms of what it's going to be like in terms of marketing at ICMS. As my past students and most of my colleagues will attest to, I can talk about marketing all day, all right? So it is going to be a bit tough, but I will try to get to that 10 minutes. So let's get started. I think one of the key questions that a lot of prospective students actually ask me is marketing right for me, all right? Have I got the right stuff? Because it gets talked about a lot in business. And I think what we really need to think about is perhaps there are some definite core characteristics, and we've got them up there fairly well laid out for you. So if you hold some of those characteristics, then yes, marketing is for you. However, I think the two most important, characteristics for anyone thinking about marketing is a true sense of curiosity, okay? And I suppose a willingness to investigate, right? Delve deep into, consumer trends, industry trends in terms of what's shaping our world today. And that's really the key, because we need to understand what might work for one company, all right, in terms of marketing, and the next one, exactly the same tactics, all right, falls very, very short. And we need to work out from a marketing perspective what's right for our brand, what's right for our consumers, and what's right for the community and the environment in which we're operating in. And that's really, really important. And I think those key characteristics, those two main ones, will really allow you to actually have that happen. So I think it's really quite important along the ride. The second thing that students normally ask me is, where does this lead me, okay? What job can I get when I have a marketing degree or a degree specialising in marketing? And look, this list seems long, but it's very, very short. Marketing has continually evolving and expanding and gives you a vast amount of opportunities. And every day this list gets longer and longer, all right? And it's ever expanding. But what's really great about it is that ICMS actually take in all those possibilities and also the future possibilities. And so what's really important is you don't have to decide today. What you can do is along the way, you can find your niche, find your mojo and specialise, and you still will have everything you need to be able to walk into that position when you finish your degree. I think it's a really exciting time in marketing now. When I first started out, as Juliet said, 38 years ago, my goodness, it was just around the 4 Ps. Product, price, place and promotion, and it was just in fast-moving consumer goods and banking and finance. And now it is just throughout every single industry that you can actually get a position in marketing. So your opportunities are endless, guys. And so it's really important to sort of think about what you're doing. But what I wanted to spend most of my time on today was actually talk about why marketing at ICMS, because that's the really important thing. There's so many colleges out there that actually offer marketing. And so I really want to spend the time to talk to you about that. From my perspective, I personally believe that the marketing program that actually has been created here at ICMS is truly unique, okay? It's unique in terms of its structure, its perspective, and particularly in the entire education space. And I've actually been in education for over 14 years. I've been with ICMS for 5 years, but in education for over 14 years. I keep always coming back to the wonderful words of our founding father of marketing, which is Philip Kotler. And he's got an infamous quote that says, "It takes a day to learn marketing, but it takes a lifetime to master," okay? And that's really, our ethos here at ICMS. We really focus on marketing in action, having a look at how we apply it and what's going on, which is really important. And look, I hate to do the cliches, I hate to pull them out, but I have to, all right? And I think the guys will actually agree. What we actually do here in terms of marketing, we actually take our students on a journey of discovery. And I know it's a cliche, but it's true. We really do, all right, understand that they come to us as consumers and they can view the world as consumers. But after their experience and going through the really innovative and integrated program, they actually can be able to challenge marketing and apply it as a marketer would. And that's really, really important along the way. And that allows you to be able to shape marketing as well. But I suppose thinking about it, what's the number one reason? Is that the curriculum and the course has been designed and developed by industry practitioners, like myself. And what's more important is we're the ones that are actually delivering it as well. So you have that wonderful combination of people constantly developing the program, but also delivering it as well. And this gives students, I think, a really unique perspective in terms of a great opportunity to, I suppose, step in the shoes and walk a mile in the shoes of a marketer. But more importantly, you work side by side with industry practitioners every single week in every single session. And what's great is we know what you should be doing out there because we're still out there. And so that's what we actually bring to the classroom as well. So every day you actually might feel as though you are in fact, all right, in the world of marketing. And that's what's really important along the way. The subjects and the I suppose the student progression through each of the courses not only covers off those core marketing theories and models that we need, but what are important now, we've actually designed the course to actually take in what's important in the future as well. And so, this will allow each and every one of you to actually go into the field that you're looking for, because that's what's really important as well. And I suppose the effectiveness of this approach, I'll let the numbers speak for themselves, guys. It's a wonderful number to actually have. Over 90% of our students are actually placed in their chosen field before graduation. And that's absolutely fabulous. And that's because of the grounding that they get here at ICMS. Students work each day with people who just simply live and breathe marketing. And look, we have passion and we truly want to pass on that craft to each and every student and the next generation of marketers. And that's what's really important to every single one of us. And what we actually do, I know it sounds cheesy, but it really does happen in every interaction, in every class session. We get really passionate about what we do and passionate about marketing. We really focus on students and student outcomes on an individual basis. We get to know you, all right, and work with you every week. And that's really, really important. And so what we do is we kind of, I suppose, if anything, people ask me what we do here, and I think we actually, to some degree, bring marketing into the classroom, okay? Rather than, looking at from an outside perspective. And what's really great as well, we do that through our structured curriculum, but we also do it through authentic industry-based assessments and activities. A lot of the assessments that you're actually doing in marketing what you'll actually find is it will be a job when you go out and do your industry placement. And I've had so many students come back and say, oh, Vicki, that marketing assignment we did in Marketing 101, I actually just had to do it. And I go, exactly. Because we are industry practitioners, all right, we're getting you to do those authentic industry-based assessments along the way. So, moving on, what can I say? I talk about the uniqueness and the innovation of our program, and what is actually really truly unique about it is that we give students that solid grounding, but we also, focus on the contemporary issues that are actually shaping the discipline today, okay? These are the influences and factors which are the forefront of shaping the discipline as it grows and changes. It's really quite still evolving. It only really came to the forefront in 1985. I do understand that most of you, that was probably before you were born, but it's still relatively young, guys, in terms of a discipline. And so it really does help us to understand how we should be interacting with our consumers in our marketing efforts, and it helps us to understand how brands are interacting and consumers are interacting with brands today as well. Some of the key core contemporary issues that we look at is particularly sustainability. And sustainability is around the 3 Ps in terms of people, planet and profit as well. We look at branding, which is a major issue these days. We look at relationship marketing. And of course, we never leave out the role of social media and digital media that has on marketing today. And we do look at some of the unique ones about ambush and guerrilla marketing as well. And make sure you understand the full gamut of what's happening out there in the marketplace. So the program, more importantly, and something that you have to consider, has actually been developed to be relevant not only in today's market, but more importantly, still relevant when you finish your degree. And that's what's really important for you guys. These are the factors that are changing and moulding our industry called marketing. And you really need to be able to keep up with those, particularly when you're going to be starting your careers. And I suppose we talk about hit the ground running. That's one of the things we talk about in marketing. And we really make sure that students do that. Because as I said, the curriculum that you're going to be taught is actually going to be relevant. And as I said, it's quite unique in the education space. A lot of other programs just focus on the 4 Ps, and that's all they teach you. Whereas we take the program to the next level. To give you a little bit of an idea in terms of where we're going, the actual prospectus does go through, the full course. But to give you an idea, what we do in the first year, we actually give you a foundation, all right, about what marketing is. But we do look at the top 7 contemporary issues that are impacting marketing. And then what we do in your ensuing first year and then second year subjects, what we do is we take each and every one of those and drill down even further so you can actually, all right, master those subjects. And that's really important along the way. And in third year, we finish it off with saying, where do we go from here? Which is things like your marketing research project and marketing strategy along the way. So it's really a fully integrated program. And look, as I said, I get really excited about it because I come here every day. And as I said, I live and breathe marketing, and it's a real joy to be able to pass on the craft to the next generation, hand over the baton, as we talk about along the way. So, in terms of studying and moving forward, look, one of the key aspects as well we have here, that flexibility, that I suppose adaptability, doesn't just stay in the classroom. You know, every day we're updating, we're seeing what's happening out there. And I've actually been known to be quickly updating slides, okay, before class starts, about half an hour, because something's broken overnight. You know, something has you know, sort of new in the industry, and I'm get really excited about wanting to talk to my students about it. The other aspect that I have is that it's a dialogue. We want to have conversations with you, all right? Very much marketing is about marketing in action. And you do learn by talking about what's happening out there. And so I don't know how many times I actually have to kick students out of my classroom because our time's up, but we still, you know, keep talking in depth about a marketing issue and things like along the lines. So it's a really good program where we actually work with students, okay, as opposed to perhaps you just coming in and getting a download of theory. So we really talk about what's happening, what's important to you guys. I have a session every week in class that says, what have you seen out there, okay? You know, what have you seen as marketing? What's interested you? What picked up? What did you see? And we actually talk about those things in terms of what's important to students and what they've seen from a marketing perspective. But it doesn't end in the classroom. And I think this is a really important aspect about ICMS. I've actually, as I said, been working in education for 14 years now, and I can honestly say that when it comes to online learning, ICMS has got it right. It's actually second to none. COVID may have forced us to go there, okay, but I really want you to appreciate that with the tools and the technology that we've actually put in place, we've worked really, really hard to make sure, you know, those expected, all right, on-campus experiences are actually still reflected online as well. You know, my motto a lot of the time is that I don't have, all right, any other classes except face-to-face classes. It just so happens that sometimes we're not in the same room. So you still get that, you know, really online experience is actually the same as if you were on campus along the way. So it really is an integrative program, which is I'm really proud, very proud to be part of. So look, I think I'll leave it there. I think I've gone over time, have I? I'm not quite sure, but sorry? I think I've made it on time. It's so hard for me. I could just keep going on, and I will stay here as long as it takes if you have any questions along the way. So look, I really hope that I have sparked some interest in all of you in terms of marketing. But more importantly, giving you some insight in terms of what it would be like marketing at ICMS. And that's the real decision that you actually have to make over the next few months, or perhaps even next few years. Some of us have planned earlier, I want this one. It's year 11 and she's already deciding what she wants to do. So look, thank you very much for coming this afternoon, and I'll leave it there, and Juliet, I'll hand it over to you to see if there's actually any questions along the lines.
Thanks, Vicki.
Thank you very much, guys.
Well, before we move on to questions, I'm going to hand it over to Annelise, who's going to talk to you about it from a student perspective, because I think it's also important to hear about this degree from someone who's actually studied this degree, because you know, we've learned so much about how the structure goes, what you learn, and what makes marketing at ICMS different, but I think it's awesome to hear a little bit about it from a student perspective. So Annelise, take it away.
Thank you, Julia. So this time last year, I was in all of your shoes, stressing out final exams, asking myself what marks I need to actually get into university, and trying to decide on a path I know I won't regret taking. In all honesty, I didn't put much effort into my university search. In fact, I just looked out my window and asked myself what's beyond the castle walls. To my surprise, my newfound dream college from then followed me all over, through Instagram posts, flagpoles all over Manly, advertisers on buses everywhere. One thing that stood out to me was the fact that 90% of students at ICMS graduate with a job, this on a bus. This encouraged me to research more about entry pathways, and before I knew it, I had an offer for early entry before I even sat my final exams. Now, why did I choose to study marketing at ICMS? Well, what I've just been describing to you is exactly that reason. The social media posts, the advertising all over the Corso, the hundreds of buses covered in ICMS advertising, this is my reason. I thought to myself, well, they must be good at their jobs if it was this easy to persuade me to apply. Another bus I saw once I had already gained early entry to the college talked about the ICMS scholarship opportunities, which I was also easily persuaded to apply for and was lucky enough to receive one. So, with saying this, I strongly encourage when these opportunities arise, don't doubt yourself and just do it. Before I talk about why you should study marketing here at ICMS, I'll add the bribe of mentioning there are endless on-campus activities. At the beginning of this year, we all got to put on our fancy dresses and suits and attend an annual welcome cocktail party, which was a great icebreaker before starting classes. Since starting my studies at the beginning of this year, I've been lucky enough to have some great lecturers guide me and welcome me into the world of ICMS. In fact, Vicki was my first lecturer on my first day and gave me the welcoming I needed. She was a good laugh, a bit of a scare, and most of all, a great encourager. And that has definitely been the highlight of studying at ICMS so far. So the fact that lecturers have you in your best interest. The small class dynamic also allows for involvement and discussion of everyone, and has allowed me to even find out that I'm on the same overseas flight as one of my lecturers, which is a bit weird, but that's what happens when you have such a small class. This is an experience unlike any generic campus and has made me further realise why I chose to study at ICMS. Through these lectures, I've been taught some fun subjects like digital marketing, management solutions for a changing world, consumer behaviour, and my personal favourite, Marketing 101A, which was with Vicki. We get taught how to professionally manage and lead people, the fundamentals of what actually makes a good marketer, and how to use platforms that are used in everyday jobs such as Xero and Excel. I'm not even a year into my studies, and I can confidently say I'm on the right path to reaching my career goals. Unlike many universities, ICMS offers WIL, which is Work Integrated Learning. This allows students to graduate with first-hand experience in their chosen industry. This also allows students to gain the practical experience and skills they can't receive in lectures. And by having this industry training behind you, you can make a confident and smooth transition between study and career, and I definitely say that is the best part about ICMS. To conclude, with an ICMS business marketing degree under my belt, I believe, as anyone else who studies here does, that I am capable and confident in the fact I am set up for a long and successful career. Overall, ICMS has so much to offer: the invaluable experience of an internship, a gorgeous campus with amazing views from every classroom. If you just look out the window, you'll see that. And the fact that you're looked at as more than a number and given a sense of belonging. So in saying that, I hope to see you all walking around the halls in years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Annelise. And as someone who works in the marketing department here at ICMS, the fact that you saw the bus ads and the social media posts and all of that was very nice to hear. I will tell my team that. Before we kind of conclude this session, I did want to kind of open the floor to our audience and see, was there any questions you had for Vicki, for Annelise, or for myself about the degree? And if you do, I'll come give you a mic. Was there any questions that you guys had? No, I think honestly you guys answered so many of the questions, to be honest. I was thinking about it during the session, and I think you covered so much about like why marketing is a great choice, not only as a degree in general, but a degree here. I think you don't only, marketing is something that if you choose marketing, you do it as a lifelong sort of thing. You commit to it lifelong because marketing changes every minute. There is always something new happening, and I think the degree here, as someone who's now completed this degree and is now working in marketing, I think you get that sort of theoretical knowledge and that practical experience that is so important when you do a job and a degree in an industry that's constantly changing and is constantly updating. So I think if there's no other questions, we'll conclude this session. But thank you guys so much for coming and learning a little bit more about this degree. If you have any other questions, you can come find us around the campus, visit our website, anything like that. We're always open to talk to you. So.
And certainly, if you want to ask me any questions, look, you can go through Juliet,
yep.
And she can forward it to them, and we can correspond by email, or I can give you a call if you have any questions. Sometimes days like this is so overwhelming.
It is so overwhelming.
But you know, again, if I was to leave you with one thought about why, all right, marketing at ICMS, as I mentioned, you are actually being taught by industry practitioners.
Yep.
You know, and they are the same industry industry practitioners who have developed the course. And so that's really important because they're living and breathing, all right, marketing every day. And they bring that energy and passion into the classroom. And that's where you benefit from that. You actually walk in the shoes, all right, of a marketer and walk side by side with them. And as I said, we try to make you become a part of industry practice, all right, as much as we can before you start your work sort of progress and things like that. So you really get a feel of what it's like out there. And as I said, it still has that flexibility that you don't have to lock yourself in. You know, you can find your own mojo and find your niche in marketing to specialise, because there's so much out there. And as I said, we've got a few jobs that were up there under marketing, but it's expanding every single day. Juliet, what's your title?
I have a crazy title. Mine is a marketing communications coordinator. So
there you go.
And even in my team alone, we have digital side, we have the creative side who designed all of these light boxes. Like there's so many different, even in a small team, we have so many different types of marketers, and the opportunities in marketing are endless, which is really awesome.
And at ICMS, we cater for all of those. We understand that it's ever changing. So we're always updating our programs and subjects.
Awesome.
So thank you.
Thank you guys so much for coming. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Awesome.